You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up in your mind that you want to be.
Hello, beloved. Hello, and welcome. Dr. Catherine E. James here, bringing you For the Love of It, a weekly television show designed with the sole purpose of adding more love into the world, one episode at a time. One episode at a time. Thank you for sharing your precious time with me. I am so very grateful to have you join live. You can call in at 313-365-7327, 313-365-7329. Again, that's 313-365-7327, 313-365-7379. 7379. Excellent. Thank you, Tim. So bringing you For the Love of It, a weekly television show designed with the sole purpose of adding more love into the world, one episode at a time. Thank you for sharing your precious time with me. I am so very grateful to have you join now, again, live or later as you watch the broadcast on the WHPR TV 33 YouTube channel. Or on my channel, it's there as well. And again, I absolutely love engagement, so I'll give you those numbers again, 313-365-7327 or 313-365-7379. For the Love of It will take on many forms. We just don't ever know what Papa has in store, because Papa is Papa, and he can do whatever he want to do. I'm just saying. But everything, however, will be anchored in Luke 10:27. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, strength, soul, mind, and your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Beloved, it is my life's intention that every soul knows love and know that they are loved. I live all of my days for love, from this place of love. I live from love, and my intention is to spread and add love everywhere I go, no matter what. That is my intention. And if I can't do it in love, guess what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to bail out. I'm not saying I'm perfect in it. Like sometimes I have to tell myself after the fact or in the middle of the fact. Hopefully I'll catch it before I'm like, that wasn't from a place of love. You need to go work on that. Go work on that. So, not perfect with it, but I am pursuing it every day, working it out, building muscles to love better. Loving myself first. Y'all know that I believe in that. Love yourself first. Love you first. And from your overflow, you can love other people. Not even from your cup. Your cup is from you. Don't share your cup with anyone, because everyone has their own cup, and they have the responsibility of making sure their cup is full. We don't wait on other people to fill our cup. We don't. Now, I'm not talking about children, and I'm not talking about folk who can't fill their own cup. Of course, we do that. But those of us who are able-bodied and sound mind, you waiting on me to fill your cup? I don't think that's wise. Anyway, so we've come for every soul to know love. So to that end, every conversation we facilitate, all the tools and strategies we share, the guests we have on the show, and the actions we invite you to take are all intended to lead you and I to live out this assumption of Luke 10:27, that you gonna love you, boo. I'm just saying that you gonna love you. You're gonna love you first. You're gonna love you well. You're gonna love you thoroughly. That you're gonna be committed to a life of love. And then when you do that for you, there is an overflow for everyone else who you are privileged to walk with and journey with. So today we're talking about this idea of now. And now, N-O-W, now being sacred. Now is sacred. Why is now sacred? Because now is all that you got. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And a lot of times we live in this world of what if, and then we're anxious about tomorrow, or if only, they were imprisoned by yesterday. Hello. Hey. Hey there. How are you? Shelly, it's so good to see you. Hey, honey. So the cup filling is so important. It is, honey. Yes, it is. And so this idea about now is what we have. And a lot of times we will spend our time worried about what might happen or lamenting, stuck in quicksand about what did happen. Beloved, what you gonna do with your now? If you stuck in the past or you concerned about the future, then you are forfeiting your now. Now is the sacred moment. Now is the time that we can maximize our breath, our life, our intentions. Now is the time where we can lean into and expand into the world, into the universe, that which is ours. If you wait until tomorrow to do it, then you're wasting your now. So what are you going to do with your now? So I've got a little poem to read here. I didn't make this up. I read it from this book called Happiness Now. Hey, Joy P. Creel, now is the time. Joy P. Creel is in Aruba. Hey, Aruba. We just left Aruba, y'all. Don't forfeit your now. That's right, Letitia. Yes, 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 and yes. Now has enough wisdom to last you and I forever. Well, let me just read the poem so you can get it. I'm ad-libbing. I'll ad-lib after, but I want to give you the authentic poem. Now has enough wisdom to last you forever, because within you, right now, there is all the wisdom there is all the wisdom you need. Oh, I'm sorry. There's all the wisdom that you listen for in others. There's all the wisdom that you listen for in others. So I'm going to start over. Now has enough wisdom to last you forever, because within you right now, there is all the wisdom you listen for in others. Now has enough enough love to last you a lifetime, because within you right now, there is the love you continually cry out for. Now has enough peace to last you an eternity, because within you right now, peace of mind is one thought away at most. And now has enough joy to outlast the world, because within you right now, the joy you chase is not in things, it is in you. Every morning as we wake up, the alarm clock sings now. What do you do with your now? I'm just saying, that was profound. that was profound, y'all. That was profound. Every day the alarm clock wakes up and it says now we are, now we're here, now we have, now we be, now we get to, now is available for you. What will you do with your now? What will you do, beloved, with your now? Because now really is all we have. If we're waiting to feel good, to show up for life, what if you don't feel good, right? What if you don't feel good? Do you know if you're in a place of sadness and you're waiting to be happy to show up, it's just going to take you longer. Well, if you just go on and choose happiness, then you're going to get there so much faster. Do you see that? Do you see that? If you sit, because you know whatever we focus on, that grows. So if you focus on frustration, what you get more of, frustration. If you focus on irritation, you get more of irritation. If you focus on what you don't have, that thing that you don't have just looms larger. But if you stop in the moment and say, yeah, I don't have that and I want it, but I do have this and I do have that. Come on, y'all, let's practice with me some of the things that you do have. You do have breath in your body, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to hear me. You do have the ability, right, to think, to process, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to process what I'm saying. Most of us have a roof over our head. We have a bed to lay down in. We have foods to eat. Most of us have those things, right? And so it may not be exactly what we want. It may not even be with whom we want. But let me tell you this. If you're focusing on what you don't have, that's not a way to get what you want. That's a way to guarantee you get more of what you don't have. That's Papa's principle of sowing and reaping. That's the principle of sowing and reaping. What we focus on grows, it expands, it increases, it becomes. So I get it. In life, sometimes life serves us some things that ain't that cool. Sometimes life will bring to us some things that will be sorrowful to our heart. And so there's always the place for lamenting. There's always the place for letting go. There's always the place for grief. But beloved, my question is, how long will you stay there? And I'm not judging anybody for their process, but I am saying there is a way that we process. There is a way that we take a journey. And if you take a journey and you only tell the story of lack, you only tell the story of doubt and disbelief, you only tell the story of what happened to you as a victim, you only tell the story of what somebody is doing to me, that's all you're going to get. But if you say factually, this thing did happen, but then I decided. This thing wasn't what I wanted, but then I made a decision of what I wanted. This person did that, and then I decided that I would show up this way. You get to choose, beloved. You get to choose. You get to choose if you stay in bondage. You get to choose if you stay in victimhood. You get to choose if you stay in, they did this to me. I'm not saying that all those things are not true, but I'm saying if you rehearse that story over and over and over and over again, you can't get more freedom and liberty and love and peace. And peace, right? You get to choose if you're going to be in peace. So now, since now is all that we have, my question to you is, what are you going to do with your now? When you woke up this morning said, now I'm here. Now I'm available. Now we got up out of bed, or maybe some of us are still in bed, right? Some of us may not be able to get up out of the bed. But again, if you're hearing me and you're able to process, then that means there are some things that you can do. What is it that now is asking of you? What is it now that now is inviting you to? What do you have to release, beloved, in order to maximize your now? I'm just not willing to forfeit my peace, my joy, my love, my freedom, my happiness. I'm not willing to forfeit it because somebody decided whatever they decided to do. Look at me cross-eyed, not be honest about something, to go ziggity boom, to whatever it is. I'm not willing to hop on their bandwagon because that's where they live. Freedom, y'all know. I know it's my book. Freedom is my birthright. If you don't know it, read the book. Freedom is my birthright. And I am determined to honor Luke 10:27. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, soul, and strength, and thy neighbor as thyself. That last part, I'm for real about that. Anybody who knows me, anybody who gauges me, anybody who looks at anything that I talk about, and so you can find me on YouTube. Like I've been on YouTube since 2020. And I've been doing my 540 lives since February the 20th, 2020. You do the math. So if I've done 5, there's 52 weeks in a year. Let's say we're going to take 2 out, just in case there's some times I miss. If I have 50 weeks, 50 times 4 is 200. 50 times 4 is 200. So for the last 4 plus years now, I have at least 200 episodes of life-giving, inspirational, transformational conversation available for you. Available for you. And so if you want more freedom, go to the YouTube channel, Dr. Catherine E. James, because it is there. On Facebook, they are there. They've been there. And then there's so much more, because I also just do other things that are called nibbles. 1 minute inspirational, just whatever Papa gives me, right? And so what I'm saying is, what do you want to do with your now? Where would you like to go with your now? You are an individual who has never, ever been created before. Never, ever. Never has and never will be. You have a portion of Papa God's breath that no one has, ever or ever will, which means that you are uniquely created and uniquely situated to effectively speak to some portion of this universe, to some small microcosm of humanity. You and you alone can do it the way that you do it. No one else can do what you do, how you do it, when you do it. When we really embrace that, when we really own that, beloved, then we don't waste our now. We don't waste our now on frivolous stuff. We don't waste our now on things that don't matter. We don't waste our now on staying in a place too long. Sometimes being sad makes sense. But let me tell you, it don't make sense to keep rehearsing the sad story when it's time to shift to a more life-giving version of the story. I was sad because this happened, or I am experiencing sadness because this happening, and I have the ability to choose happiness and joy, right? I'm not trying to rush us out of an emotion that makes sense for the situation. But I understand human behavior. And what we have a tendency to do, human behavior is we have this bent towards negativity as we get older. We don't have that when we're younger. Watch a toddler. They believe everything. They believe they can. They believe they will. They believe this belongs to them. And they believe you in their way. Get out the way, right? At some point, we forfeit that. And so because we have this negative bent as adults, then we will have a tendency to not go for the thing that is ours to go for. We will have a tendency to stay in a negative story way too long. Let me just tell you this. Devera L., don't waste your now. That's right. Don't waste your now. Hey, Devera L. So this is the thing, is when you find yourself in a situation, I challenge you to find something positive in the negative. I challenge you to look for light in the darkness. I challenge you to find peace in the midst of confusion. I promise you, light, peace, love is available at all times, even when the times are rough, even when the times are tough. Now, we have a tendency to, again, go for the negative and feel very comfortable in the negative until you train yourself to not be comfortable in the negative. I am not. That is not my home state anymore. Homostasis in the negative? Absolutely not. I have trained myself to be a glass 3/4 full. Like I'm 9/10 full, okay? That's the way I choose to see it. I choose to put on rosy color, like this shirt I got on. I choose to put on rosy colored glasses because I choose to live in a higher vibration than to be down here. So if you want to know what I'm talking about from a feeling vibrational perspective, love the toddler mentality. Good. Well, yes. Thank you, Shelly. So if you think about, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. Man, I love me some me. I really do. I do that. So it's funny because I have this freedom that I don't have to pretend. And I refuse to pretend. I don't know what to say. I refuse to pretend that I'm somewhere that I'm not supposed to be, or that vibrant colors. Yeah. Vibrant colors. It makes you vibrant. Vibrant colors make you vibrant. Yeah. I've got an audience in here, y'all. I got an audience. Y'all know it's our frequent flyer. My niece Erica Horn. You were saying if you love the toddler mentality. Oh, I was talking about. Thank you, Deveriel. I was reading Shelley's post. But so this is the thing. It's that because I know that these other things are available to me with a shift of the mind. Let me read that last thing. It says, and now has enough joy to outlast the world because within you right now, wait, that's not what I want. Here's it. Now has enough peace to last you an eternity because within you right now, peace of mind is just one thought away at the most. You get to change your mind. You get to change your mind. If you only have 5 minutes left and something devastating has happened, are you gonna leave here in the devastating space? Or are you gonna say, I'm gonna take this last 5 minutes, I'm gonna release that, because if all I got is 5, I'm gonna maximize this 5. I'm gonna maximize the 5. So you need to look at my TED Talk, right? Because there's a place in my TED Talk, Dr. Catherine E. James TED Talk, and it talks about the cost of demanding better from others. The cost of demanding better from others. And what I talk about is my husband, who has always been a person who works, right? And that can get in the way of relationship. And so I talk about how that was problematic for me until the Holy Spirit was like, yeah, but all you do is complain about him not working when he is here. I was like, oops. And so I go on in the TED Talk to say, and what I learned is all we got is 5 minutes. I'm going to milk that 5 minutes for everything we can get out of it. So let me just tell you something. I spent years wasting hours talking about him not being home until I got the revelation, maximize what you got. So sometimes, beloved, we forfeit our now because we so focused on what we don't have. We so focused on what didn't happen. What did happen that brings a smile to your face, or you can choose to smile about? What did happen that can raise you up and give you life? What did happen where it can maximize your now? That's where you give your energy to, beloved. Because if you give your energy to the not, the didn't, the won't, and don't, you will be held down, right? You will be in like quicksand. You will forfeit so much of your life. So many of us, all of us, have so much to be grateful for. Every last one of us have so much to be grateful for. Again, I am pragmatic, so I am not saying that something didn't happen. I am not saying that there aren't spaces that do make sense that we're sad. But I am saying that we get to choose. That your peace of mind is one thought away. And there's some people who I love to be reminded of. If they could do it, we could do it. Viktor Frankl in the Holocaust, right? In a concentration camp. He says they can take everything from you, but they cannot take where you choose to have, what attitude you choose to have. They cannot take that from you. And if Nelson Mandela could spend decades and decades imprisoned wrongfully and come out and lead the greatest reconciliation movement that has been in history, come on now. Most of us are not in a physical imprisonment. So if you're stuck, if you are not leveraging and maximizing your now, if you are not living the fullest life that you have to live, that's because you haven't chosen to think that way. Your freedom, your abundance of love, your peace is one thought away. I invite you to choose freedom, to choose love, to choose joy. When you wake up in the morning and you experience like, okay, now I'm going to love better than I loved yesterday. Now I'm going to have more peace than I've ever had in my life. Now I'm going to have freedom that I didn't even know it was possible. Now I'm going to live the unimaginable life that I have yet to live. Now is the time. All right, beloved. All right. I felt that deep down in my soul. Deep down in my soul. Say with me our self-love mantra. Come on. I am an irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracle with my own special brand of brilliance. I am an irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracle with my own special brand of brilliance. Irreplaceable, you're impossible to be replaced. Unrepeatable, you're not able to be done again. You're uncommon. Hey, you too. Shelly, I love it. Manita, grateful and thankful. Hey, I thought about you, sis. Uncommon, remarkable, uncommon and extraordinary, and miracle, a surprising and welcomed event. You know, every show that I'm privileged to host, you are invited to be in action. Join the More Love Please movement. Join the movement. This is where we are intentional about adding love. We gave away 61 gifts on my birthday, the More Love Please movement. Thank you for all of you who have joined the movement, $13 a month or $150 to sponsor a show. And remember, my life's intention is that every soul will know love and know that they are loved. Make sure you go to my social medias. I am on live every morning from 5:40 to 6 a.m. on Facebook, Dr. Catherine E. James. And you can get me on Instagram, Dr. Kathy E. J, and on my YouTube channel, on the YouTube channel. And let's see what else I want to say. And of course, tune in on Fridays from 11:30 to noon Eastern Standard Time. Remember, the conversations, tools, and strategies offered on this show is not ever intended as a substitute for official mental health practice. If you are in need of service, be sure to seek out a mental health practitioner. I am one. I'm an amazing one, but not in this venue. Dr. Martin Luther King said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your verb and your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. You can be that servant. Beloved, this has been Dr. Catherine E. James, serving you for the love of it at WHPR TV Detroit. I love you.
You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent